Hello and welcome to Close Quarter here on the Insurer TV. I'm your host, Cameron Leach. And today I have Anna Tan, Head of North America Wholesale Casualty here at Access Capital. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Thank you for joining me here. I want to talk all things wholesale casualty, but let's start with this. Over the broader 3 to 4 years, what would you say the wholesale casualty space has seen? How has it grown over the past 3 to 4 years? Especially post-pandemic as well.
Well, a lot has happened, hasn't it? I'll start with this. The U.S. casualty market is navigating through a complex landscape shaped by essentially a convergence of macroeconomic factors. And this, in turn, is creating opportunities, an influx of opportunities into E&S. And at Access, with its long-standing presence as well as its very diverse portfolio, we feel pretty well positioned in taking on some of these challenges. I think just early on into the pandemic, it was just that surge of food prices, energy prices, coupled with the supply chain disruptions, drove inflation to its peak, I want to say 9.1% in 2022. And from there, some of those rates have since stabilized. But I would say the inflation effects, vary by sector and also by geography. And I'll take medical care costs as an example. It's still running at an elevated level, so that makes things very challenging. Whether this trend continues into the future, that might depend on some of the economic and foreign policies under the new administration. But having said that, in the meantime, we're still dealing with a U.S. court system that continues to fuel social inflation. So that's driving up loss cost trends. So there's an increase in demand for capacity in both primary and excess casualty. It's creating opportunities for specialty carriers like ourselves to provide options as well as elevated solutions that our customers need.
Could you share more about the positioning and appetite that Access has for the wholesale casualty space?
Yeah, as I mentioned, Access, we have a very broad appetite and have been in this space for a long time. We are generally known for writing tough risks and lead positions, especially in our excess casualty business. However, our capabilities are much more extensive than that. I think the strategies that we had set forth early in the year, which include some of the optimization efforts as well as the reshaping of our primary casualty business, as an example, are crucial for aligning with our broader organization goals. This allows us to seize new emerging opportunities as well as cycle out some of the more troubling ones that just don't meet our underwriting standards. I think the execution so far is a testament to the hard work of the team and the strong relationships that have been built. And so, we're pretty pleased with that. Now, in terms of growth, we have been a lot more focused in the past year in focusing in the construction and the middle market segment, which have emerged to be a growth, key growth area for us. If you think about the middle market segment, it's comprised of multiple industries. It's not just one particular segment, so there's no one size fits all. In fact, it necessitates bespoke solutions. And we're so far very pleased with the progress and the positive developments, and as well as the momentum.
Why has the middle market been so attractive? And I think even how attractive the middle market space has been over the past few years, I don't think anybody ever has defined what is truly the middle market. Can you define that capital space for us there as well too?
Generally speaking, it's loosely between 10 million to $1 billion. If you think about some of the macroeconomic factors we talked about earlier, those same issues apply to essentially businesses across all sizes.
In a highly competitive industry, how would you say Access is kind of differentiating itself in the space?
I think our approach is pretty simple. It's strong partnership centered on transparency, reliability, as well as mutual growth. We're actively engaging conversations with our brokers and at all levels of the organization, just through regular communication, to ensure that we're hearing them out, and we're also providing relevance and solutions that actually address some of the needs that they have. And I think you need all three, because by focusing on that collective success, we can then rely and also strengthen those relationships. We go through different market cycles, some tougher than others, and it's important to have that frank conversation as well as shared mutual understanding and still come out as friends.
What makes a successful distribution partner nowadays? What gets it over the line for Access?
I think it's just that. It's that because these are repeat customers that we work with. So that I mentioned earlier about the longevity, just the long-tail nature of the business. Having that kind of strong partnership is very important for sustainability.
What do you see being some key themes dominating the year in 2025?
Growth and transformation. I think the market will likely continue to move towards more segmented and technically sophisticated products that would enhance the overall industry needs and challenges. For us, we have invested resources into this area as well as bringing on specialists in certain segments. I think one of the key differentiators about, for us and also for the industry is our agility to pivot very quickly, being able to make adjustments to terms and conditions as well as pricing as opposed to the binary yes-no approach to things. So, those are the areas that I see happening. And I'm probably an optimist at heart, but it's very exciting to be in wholesale and wholesale casualty at this time.
For any business to be agile and to be about growth, there has to be a deep bench of talent and also good talent. What would you say Access is doing to attract more talent to the wholesale casualty space?
Yeah, I'd be surprised if talent or talent development isn't already at the forefront of many industry leaders' minds. Particularly in E&S, as a risk that often come through challenge conventional underwriting as well as brokering frameworks. So there's a certain distinct skill sets that's needed. And being a newer joiner to Access, I was pleasantly surprised to see some of these Rising Star programs that are very comprehensive and very geared towards early career development. And we know that expertise specialists takes a very long time to cultivate. And we have very strong executive sponsorship as well as mentorship. Our aim is to cultivate professionals geared to not only ensure that they gain the necessary skill sets, the technical skill sets, but as well as prepare them to innovate solutions for tomorrow.
You have extensive experience in the insurance space. What would you say is your advice for that next generation that might be interested in wholesale casualty?
Keep learning and stay engaged.
We discussed trends that you see happening next year. What are some key benchmarks, though, that Access is hoping to hit next year in 2025?
Growth, yes, we will continue to enhance our product offerings. Everything that we discussed earlier is not just about casualty, but it's also about enhancing our overall product offerings throughout North America, be it in casualty and property or our inland marine business or professional or our marine lines. Our aim is to improve the customer experience overall and offer solutions, again, elevated solutions.
That is Anna Tan, head of North America Wholesale Casualty here at Access, and I'm Cameron Leach. This is Close Quarter.